Radiohead, All I Need off of In Rainbows. I believe that album was 2007. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Very. It's reminding me of my experience with Kid A only because it's my short brain connection to the next closest album of theirs using like the synth heavy and the drum beat machine in the way that it's not a machine, but it's used in a way to kind of resemble like a trip hoppy sound. A year or two ago, I listened to Kid A all the way through, and I uploaded all of that content to YouTube that you can find on my channel in parts. And this is the first step in listening to this entire album, but my goal is to take 4 or 5 selected tracks, usually based on popularity, and put them up as reactions, and then try to listen to the album all the way through as a whole in my own experience. Because, you know, my goal as like a lover of music is to have the experience I want privately, which is the most organic form of doing this. But on the other hand, how can I put it on the channel, you know? So yeah, All I Need, a very quick track. I'm getting a little bit of dissociation vibes from it. I feel like I get that from a lot of Radiohead content. For me, the mood overarching feels like he's saying all I need. He's saying that message is coming across plain, but what he's really saying in the way he's talking about lying in the weeds or kind of self-deprecating himself when he says, I am this, I am that, metaphorically, it sounds negative. It sounds like the all I need part, whatever he's talking to, is a negative thing. It's the issue of being an addiction or having yourself caught up in something you know that's not good for you. And I can relate to that. So that is the message that came through to me. If there's a message other than being caught in the trap of needing something that you know isn't good for you, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I loved that crash at the end, that big drum. I had to reach over and turn it up at the end. That big drum outro, getting into a little bit of wailing emotionally toward the end. Those synths there in the beginning matching the drum beat are really good, really, really tasty. But yeah, haven't listened to Radiohead in a very long time. This is a nice refresher. On the topic of dissociation, a total side note, I put in my notes while putting together my rigor of videos upcoming that I needed to talk about something totally off topic and a band that has nothing to do with Radiohead, but I'm going to find a way to connect it to Radiohead. If you don't know the artist Father John Misty, you should check him out. I've known of him probably senior year of high school, 2016, 2017 era, based on his hits like Hollywood Forever, Cemetery, Total Entertainment Forever, and a few others. And he has an album out as of November 22nd, 2024 called Mahashmashana. And it is one of the single greatest things I've ever listened to in my entire life. I've listened to the album now probably 20 times through, and it takes me to a place that I think a lot of Radiohead fans or people who connect with the music and the emotion that Radiohead's music evokes could understand. I think we're in the same vicinity here with that. There's often a lot of self-accidental deprecating through introspective looking with him and his lyrics, and I would not make a connection musically. I would make a connection like thematically and the what he's talking about and what the emotions invoke. But his crooner style indie rock doesn't totally line up with what I've heard so far at Radiohead. But if you're interested in venturing, I felt like in some capacity I needed to talk about this, even if there wasn't any material left for me to react to on the channel, because I chose to listen to it by myself, and it's incredible. And I find in music like that can move me to a point of looking inward, like a lot of music naturally does. It's really healing, and it's essential for me in my life, at least. And what's been so cool with the Radiohead content and the fans and the comment interaction is hearing the vulnerability almost every time something Radiohead is posted from me in my camp, because I only see what I'm posting and what my feedback is. The amount of emotion and what the music was able to get people through, or what the music was able to help people deal with, or what it was able to help them understand in their life or about themselves, is like the ultimate untouchable superpower that music has. I don't think there's anything greater of a quality that music has than somehow being able to help you better your life, or better understand your life, or better understand yourself, which in turn helps you better your own life. And I feel like I always end up getting on this sort of topic when I listen to something like Radiohead and something like Father John Misty's new album. There's a song on the album called Mental Health that's particularly like gutting. The title track is an anthem I'd imagine I would hear as I was going through the gates of heaven. Like, it is unbelievable. And when I first listened to Kid A, it was a bit of a transformative event, but not in the way that you walk away from it with happiness and sunshine. It's more like an album that has you understand what sort of situation you're in. Like, if you connect with Kid A in a personal way, like I did at the time I was listening to it a few years back, it's kind of like alarming because some of the subject matter in that album with disassociation and derealization, what I took from it as isolation and different topics like that, where it really makes you feel like you're out on an island by yourself. If you connect with something like that in the moment, you know, it can be a step toward, how do I get out of that? How do I understand what I'm in and then better make an educated guess or way to take a foot out of it, you know? And so I'm kind of going into In Rainbows totally blind, and I'll have to do a bit of a Wikipedia scour research trip about it. But another great resource is I have you guys to pour into the comments and give me all your thoughts and feelings about certain albums, this album, how it fits into their catalog, what it means in contrast to something I've heard previously, like Kid A all the way through. I haven't. That's the only album of theirs I've heard all the way through. I've heard hits, singles, a lot of the Radiohead stuff that's been floating around forever, but seminal albums like OK Computer I have not traversed all the way through. So I think In Rainbows was just something I felt like was the next step, you know? So intermittently, you're going to get some tracks from In Rainbows that I plan to listen to, and I'm very excited to. And yeah, let me know what you think of All I Need. Where does All I Need land for you in your list of favorites for Radiohead? I'm sure you'll give me plenty to read over and to digest and to interact with. If you feel so inclined, like, comment, subscribe. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and stick around because I can't wait to see you in the next video.